Sorry, people. Let's type out these timestamps and let's go. Transfer news. The first thing I want to do is actually read them articles on the Athletic, people, where I think there's one about our US tour, and it kind of talks about transfers and a couple of injuries and things. Arsenal's USA tour, what I learned, daily table plans, transfer clauses, and staff changes by James McNicholas. I see a super chat, so before anything, one love for that. My guy, comparing Xavi to Arteta is crazy. Just 9 months in, Xavi's already got Lewandowski, Rafinha, Aubameyang, and Dembele with no money. Barca is still spending for Xavi. I mean, Arsenal are one of the biggest spenders under Arteta. So I hear your point, but I don't think on terms of the money spent. I just think we're learning a lot. I haven't seen anything from Xavi yet. I don't really know we know what Arteta is, but they're both, babies in this managerial game, man. Do we have cover for Partey and Lokonga and El Nene? That's the cover, innit? Whether it's good enough is another thing. Allegedly, in the lobby of Arsenal's Orlando Hotel Lodge, there was evidence of footballers at rest. A table tennis table, a pool table plugged into the widescreen television, PlayStation in their downtime. Competition continues. I mean, I can't lie, big up James McNicholas, but he does love a waffle piece, innit? I can't lie, I'm scrolling down. It seems he's been nice enough to just put the main bits of this. The group have bonded. The tour helps a lot, Xhaka tells The Athletic. You are nearly 24/7 together. We're eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, always together, but not only for us players, but as well for other people that are here around, because we don't normally see a lot in the training ground. And it's good to see who is doing the work, why, and who is helping us. When we went to Dubai in January, we had the same people around us as well. And when we came back, we had a lot of good games, a lot of points. Obviously, the players flew out in the comfort of a chartered Emirates plane. Groups naturally formed. Obviously, you've all seen the pictures where Jesus, Marquinhos, Fabio Vieira, Martinelli all sat together, the Portuguese dons. Rob Holding told new arrival Matt Turner to sit with some of the English speakers in a set that included Ramsdale, Ben White, and Tierney. While squad players are inevitably closer to some players than others, there's no exclusive cliques. Effort is made to ensure everybody socializes, and everyone, even a new boy like Marquinhos, is encouraged to make an effort with English. Everybody mixes together. Holding has said, we made sure of that with our seating plans for dinners and lunches. And I think Arsenal brought something in a rotate. I can't remember it, but I read an article about like there's a rotation thing or a bit of bingo where you go in for lunch, you might not be sitting next to it. You don't know who you're sitting next to, which is obviously good for togetherness and all of them things there, man, which you can't complain with. We mixed it up, so each day 2 of the players will sort out the table plan. So you'll get 2 players, 2 members of coaching staff, some of the club media staff. Big up Frimmy. I hope Frimmy's mixing and mingling with these lot, and you're mingling with different people at the time. It means you get to know them personally, their families. It gives you a bit more togetherness, which is true. What does an unhappy player look like? We all know what an unhappy player looks like, but with these players that futures are away, it's best that you train as hard as you can so that when you move on, you're doing other things at whatever club you're going to, innit, really, and it doesn't affect us. So yeah, it is what it is where that's concerned, people. Hector Bellerin, Leno, Pepe looked fully engaged on the training pitch, laughing and joking with their teammates. Sometimes we can be guilty of assuming that a player who may want to move is a brooding, difficult presence at Arsenal right now. That does not appear to be the case. When pitch problems, when Arsenal arrived in Baltimore, they were originally scheduled to train at the UMBC, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. In preparation, they sent a staff member ahead of the tour party to check the standards of the pitch. Arsenal had concerns the facilities were not up to the required standard, and those worries were compounded when a huge storm tore through the area. And days before Arsenal's arrival, trees were felled, homes damaged, and more than 27,000 people in the vicinity were left without power. Bloody hell. Presumably, it didn't do much for the state of pitches either. Arsenal hurriedly arranged an alternative venue for training, a 40-minute drive away from Baltimore. This location might be familiar to London football fans when Simon Jordan launched his ill-fated Crystal Palace Baltimore experiment, whatever that is. These pitches more than met Arsenal standards. So yeah, man, I'm not going to bore you with that. The pitches met standards. Battling boredom, away from family, friends, and the comfort of home, players can occasionally get bored on tour. It's a fairly regimented period with their schedule built around demanding training sessions. Arsenal resided at the Sagamore Pendry Hotel, the luxury resort backed by Under Armour founder Kevin Plank. For the players, the location was ideal. Arsenal had taken over the majority of the hotel, which was located in the city's attractive inner harbour. They were close to the fans and could soak up some of the atmosphere in the city. Orlando Arsenal stayed at at whatever resort that is, a beautiful location, but a little way out of town, isolated from other hotel guests in their own private lodge. And with the tour entering its latter stages, the threat of boredom began to creep in, especially when a temporary Wi-Fi outage robbed the players of the ability to stream movies or play games online. Obviously, they're going to play FIFA and PlayStation. And obviously, we all know Smith Rowe revealed that him and Arteta were doing up bowling. The whole team was doing up bowling. But yeah, people. Apparently, there's a golfing group. Holding revealed there's an Arsenal golfing WhatsApp group. You're a footballer and you're a money man when you can play golf. There's a big golf chat, and I'm in it for some reason. Who does not play golf? Well, he doesn't play golf. I'm reading comments that are not his. I don't know why I'm there. They're talking about the next day when they're going to go and play golf, and I'm just here listening to it all, thinking I'm not involved in this. I don't even know why I'm here. So leave then, rather than make a scene. I bet Ramsdale's in that. Steve Brown is known to be a keen golfer and is highly competitive. There was a driving range players could access during the tour. I knew Ramsdale and Runnison enjoyed a round of golf with the club staff. I mean, Runnison, you might as well do the golf thing full time, really. Pardon me. Other players chose different activities. Mohamed El Nene, Reece Nelson, Saliba, Eddie Nketiah, and Turner are among the players who took up the option of visiting Universal Studios theme park. They were accompanied by members of staff as well as Gilberto Silva, who was traveling in tandem with Ray Parlour as a club ambassador. Unlike the trip to Dubai earlier this year, families were not invited to travel with the squad, but some players did receive brief visits from family and partners who chose to fly out to the tour. Martinelli's one. Staff shuffle. At the end of the season, Arsenal announced that Shad Forsyth would be leaving and joining Borussia Dortmund. He has effectively been replaced by Tom Allen, who has been promoted to a new role as head of sports science. Mikel Arteta is also considering adding an on-pitch conditioning coach to complement Allen. Allen and the rest of Arteta's staff put Arsenal through a rigorous training regime. The heat was oppressive in London too, but it was the humidity that made it so tough on the squad, particularly in Florida. Based on the workout they received in America, they should arrive new season very fit indeed. And we're probably ahead of our fitness schedule than Chelsea, but we looked mad fit. Zinchenko's arrival gave everyone a huge boost. He travelled to America with City, knowing the move to Arsenal was close. Edu was a day late arriving in Florida because he was working on the completion of the deal. His initial intent was to fly to Houston, where City were based, and then accompany Zinchenko to Florida. Ultimately, that proved impractical, and Zinchenko made the journey alone. Upon landing, he was greeted by Arsenal media staff before going on to take medical tests at nearby hospital facilities. The night before the 4-0 victory against Chelsea, he did his what do you call it? When you do a song and you welcome yourself in transfer clauses. As we know, Edu's done a lot of chatting people, and the difficulty the club have had in selling players, some migrational arrivals, with the news that two deals, the sales of Amari Hutchinson and Matteo Guendouzi to Chelsea and Marseille respectively, which both appeared to be for relatively modest fees. We don't even know Amari's one, including sell-on clauses. If the player thrives with their new homes and make another move, Arsenal stand to profit. In terms of big characters, Zinchenko, when he plays for Ukraine, when he plays for City, obviously not as much as City, we know he's got that initiation. That's the word I'm looking for. Initiation, my dude. Fully initiation. You're right in that regards. Fully initiation. Can we push towards 300 likes? Where are we at, people? Keep your opinions coming. We'll spin the block with that. 2, 3, 1. Zinchenko might have shown some personality at his initiation, but watching the players up close, you become aware that this is a squad which includes several big characters. I mean, they are human. I know we don't see it because they're footballers, but they are human. You'd expect some people to be louder than others and things like that. Some people are probably more vocal than you think. Some, unsurprisingly, such as Xhaka, his influence among the group is obvious. It's interesting to think just a year ago he was very close to a move to Rome. I mean, do you lot play football even at Sunday League? When I got kicked out of my last team, I still trained with my team. I still had a great relationship with the players. It doesn't necessarily whether I'm going to stay or leave. So I don't understand this really. It's really just making something out of nothing to a degree. It's interesting to think just a year ago he was close to Roma. Even at the start of this summer, there was talk he might move on. Judging by his behavior in America, that's the last thing on his mind. You don't know. There's no if bids haven't been placed, you don't need to have a conversation with Arteta and etc. And it's early in the season. There's no need for you to carry on sort of way. I mean, shout out to James, but I can't lie. You just get the vibe that these journalist folk just waffle a bit just to keep getting stories, and that they've never played the game at Sunday League level. Because while I like knowing about this, that's hardly groundbreaking news. It's hardly innovative. It's hardly any of that. Anyways, during the season, you don't see that a lot because you're in this adrenaline, you're focused. But in the holidays, you start to see reality. We had something in our hands. We left it on the side and didn't take it. And this is painful. It was painful because we were very, very close. In my opinion, it was not the Spurs game or the Newcastle game. It was before the run against Southampton, Brighton, Palace, where we lost 3 games in a row. Amen to, I believe, Granit Xhaka. But I'd also say it's not just that. You know, Brighton took 4 points of us. You drew away from home. You know, Burnley unnecessarily drawing at home. Crystal Palace failed. You know, Crystal Palace, took 4 points of us, and we dropped points from a winning position, as I keep saying about Everton and Man United as well. So it's not just that. Obviously, we know we're going to get smacked up against Liverpool and City, so we'll give that a blight. Chelsea at the start of the season, I'll give that a blight. But maybe if we started the season better, out of the 3 games, we might have got 3 points from a potential 9 and beating Brentford. But it got mad, man. Have to make the word count. What would be your initiation song, DG? Ooh. Sneak ball, touch a button. Movado, Messiah. Beer Vibes Cartel, something. Probably Last Man Standing. James Blunt. Skeng. Man said mysterious girl. I wanna get close to you. Oh, hey, throw that one in there. Or maybe one of them FIFA tunes. Yeah, something gigs, to be fair. There's so many. I'd have to max around there to see where the world takes me, man. I'll probably try act up and do the Arsenal thing, really. But anyways, yeah, he's right in that. But this happened. We can't change anything. I'm not a guy who looks backwards, but we have to speak about it, of course, and we can learn from it. We can learn because we are 1 year older, more experienced as a team as well. I hope so, man. Obviously, Xhaka did a lot of media duties and things like that. Some characters, however, are more surprising. Gabriel is not a player fans have heard a great from, partly because of a language barrier. But yeah, we know he's always joking about, man. And you can see that from when we score goals. When Saka scores, Gabriel's right next to him doing all the dances. So it makes sense. Cedric, we heard, is an important player off the pitch. Off the pitch hype. This is what allows you to stay. And obviously, on a serious note, if Cedric can be big bro to a couple of the Portuguese speakers, I'm here for it, people. I mean, you're going to be big bro, little bro soon. But yeah, Saliba's a charismatic guy who has slipped seamlessly into the squad. He speaks good English and appeared relaxed around fans and staff. Come on. He remains absolutely massive. Why? Injury issues. Perhaps the only negative story coming out of the tour is that there are still a few injuries. Let's skip to whatever. Vieira is yet to make his debut for Arsenal. He sustained a minor fractured injury to his foot while on international duty. He's back in light training. Tomiyasu allegedly is also close, with Arteta confident he could return to full training next week. The situation regarding Tierney for now is less clear, but at least Arsenal have the reassurance of having signed Zinchenko as an alternative. It's not just among the players that Arteta has had injuries to contend with. His trusted assistant, Earpod Albert, spent the entirety of the tour sideline wearing a protective boot on crutches. What happened to him, though? Did he get clamped? We know we've got 5 keepers. Arthur Okonkwo needs to head out on loan. Carl Hein is injured at the moment. Rinison, unless you're doing Arsenal in the community, you've got no business to serve here. Or maybe you're still in the golf group chat. Matt Turner and Ramsdale will be the ones, and Leno will probably keep it moving, people. Both Arsenal and Chelsea flew home straight after their game in Orlando. Players were instructed to take their wash bags and passports with them to the game and board the coach in their black travel gear. After the match, the players effectively checked in for their chartered flight before even getting on the coach, meaning they could make a quick getaway after a slight delay. Blah, blah, blah. That's that, in it. So that's that. That's that article. That's that. Where is the one? Is that the same one? I'm sure there was 2 Arsenal ones here. Sure, there was another one on the Athletic relating to Arsenal. I'm pretty damn sure. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure, but yeah, man. So yeah, man. If he really did that, that's crazy, man. From vibes to James Blunt, that's a brazy switching mood right there. Brazy, man. I can't lie, man. You gotta be diverse in it. Songs for the geezers, song for everyone, man. Would you take Justin Clive? Talented father hype. Allow it, man. Love Island thing, man. Appreciate you for switching to Twitch, Brody. Marcus Thuram, he's decent, but not really. I can't lie, this is completely off topic, people, but I was just seeing this filter online. Only Kevin De Bruyne and Odegaard registered more key passes than Eriksen from the moment he made his full Brentford debut. And actually, you see Odegaard with 37, De Bruyne with 40, but Bukayo Saka with 26. So that's some undecent underlying statistics. Saliba completed a dribble more often per game than Conde, Paul Torres, Koulibaly last season. He needs to be able to defend, but you're in good company. Half of these guys are decent centre-backs, really and truly. My man at Wolfsburg, who used to be in France, Gavado, a bit error-prone, but decent defender. Paul Torres, Scholar whatever his name is. We wanted him before he went to Dortmund. You was at Sinkerman, you was at Strasbourg before you went to Leipzig. Decent centre-back. Top-rated players in Portugal since August 2019. Fabio Vieira is third with 7.56 people. Whatever top-rated means on who scored, it means something little. So let's run with that. I can't lie, no, we're not getting Milinkovic-Savic, people, but dream chasing. Sergei Milinkovic-Savic was one of only 2 central midfielders in Europe's top 5 leagues last season, along with Lucas Paqueta, hint, hint, to average 1 per game for tackles, key passes, shots, aerials won, and dribbles. A midfielder that does a bit of everything, as it says there. Apparently Zinchenko has issued a warning to his teammates, and this is what I want, mentality monsters. It's a massive pleasure to be here. I'm so happy with the result. In terms of the game, of course we did well, but there's still a lot of things to improve. 4-0 is a great result, but this is a friendly, and in the Premier League it will be different. I hope the result will be the same, but we need to work hard. Amen. Zinchenko also said, I need to adapt as soon as possible, but I'm already starting to feel my teammates really well, and I'm enjoying it here. I want to say thanks a lot to the lads, all the coaching staff, and to the medical staff for the warm welcome. That helped me a lot. The quality here is unbelievable. There is a lot of very good players, and I realize how high the level is. One of the main reasons I came to Arsenal was our manager, Mikel Arteta. I know him very well from my time at City, and don't forget that my boyhood team was always Arsenal, so the dreams come true. Dream is free, the hustle sold separately, man. So I hope we can do a thing. Should we spin the block for some Arsenal news? Man, shout Balassi, but I ain't trying to hear nothing from that. What's going on here? Shut up, Glenn Johnson, man, pussy. But yeah, you're telling Saka to do all these other things. Anyways, ain't no one care about Aaron Ramsey. All right, cool. So I think that's all the Arsenal news we're going to get today. Premier League clubs strongly deny they're going to try and sign £7 million player from Arsenal into Tavares. Obviously, he seems to be close to going to Atalanta on loan. Brighton have strongly dismissed claims that they're trying to do that. So it's a myth here. Arsenal transfer news and rumours. Let's see what's going on here. In relation to Milinkovic-Savic, allegedly, Arsenal have joined Newcastle in making their interest known in a potential deal for Lazio star Milinkovic-Savic, as the Serbian considers a move away from Arsenal. According to this publication, it claims that a more ambitious club such as Man United would be his preferred destination. Chelsea have also been offered Milinkovic-Savic, but as for now are not interested in the player, and no official bids from any club have arrived. In relation to Tielemans, allegedly, a bid of around 25 million might be enough to persuade Leicester to sell the Belgian playmaker, with Arsenal thought to be leading the race for his services should they want him. Apparently, the chairman of Leicester has come out and said it's nothing. There hasn't been any offers yet. There hasn't been anything concrete or proposal yet, which we know. Arsenal allegedly remain in talks with Juventus over a loan deal for Arthur Melo. We heard he could be going to Roma or Valencia, so maybe that puts to bed that nonsense. What's going on here? I mean, check out my videos and cut clips from yesterday. We spoke about Edu talking about why Rafinha moved in, and bang, Lyon are ready to listen, or better yet, willing to listen to offers for Lucas Paqueta this summer. Tielemans' admission, we've already seen that. If you're a United fan, Ronaldo might be keeping it moving. Leno could be moving ever closer to Fulham. Apparently, Arsenal are progressing in negotiations with Fulham over the sale of him for a fee of 8 million. We've been holding out for 10, but it's now believed the deal worth approximately 8 million could now be struck. Arsenal are not interested in signing Leroy Sané, allegedly, and we know that was probably just fan talk. We know Gakpo has spoken about liking Arsenal and watching Henry and watching Van Dijk and things, but it seems like there isn't much to be said there. Obviously, Lyon are committed to selling players, people. In terms of departures, we'll analyse offers on a case-by-case basis, but the economics will come into consideration. We'll consider the offers with Olas and Vincent Poisson in order to make the best decisions. I'm here to ensure the best team possible, but there are other things to take into account as well. He was then pressed on Paqueta specifically. He said, "We are prepared for every eventuality, people." Kingsley Coleman snub. Okay, he was a Bolton fan. I don't. That's a bit of a clickbait, really and truly. As we saw, allegedly, Saliba's agent was spotted talking with Marseille president, and obviously Saliba's future is volatile. It seems like, Saliba is staying. We've got to remember, I don't know, but just because he's Saliba's agent doesn't mean that's the only people he manages. He could be managing other clients, and London could just be coincidental. We've been linked with Bowen, but we know that ain't happening, people. And obviously, Cody Gakpo, if you want to hear his previous comments, he said, we are not the same kind of league, but I think the Premier League is a big league. Van Dijk plays there with Liverpool, so I like to watch them. We are not the same kind of league, but I think we'll try to look at the Prem and learn about it. Everybody wants to play one time in the Prem. I don't favour one team, but I like Arsenal a lot. I looked up to Henry when I was younger because he was a tall guy who played on the wings. So, yeah, man. Arsenal deal torpedo. There's transfer left in tatters due to financial demands. What's this? Arsenal have sabotaged Hector Bellerin's return to Betis due to their financial demands, according to reports in Spain. Okay, I'm not even going to read that, but you just pay us what we want and you can go, people. We've already spoken about that. What's going on here? Gabriel is not going anywhere this summer, claims a Daily Mail journalist, people, which is obviously good. After Juventus have signed Bremer, it seems like they've left him alone. I think Arsenal still need to strengthen in defensive areas. I think they have a clear first choice pairing in Gabriel and Ben White. Hopefully Saliba can make that not a thing, or put a problem in that, a good problem. I don't think Gabriel is going anywhere this summer. He seems perfectly happy, and I know Arteta values him quite highly. He's got a good partnership going with White, and the two work quite well together. He's adapted really well to the league. Oh, sorry, this is what Arteta said about him, which is irrelevant to a degree. Allegedly, Arsenal have rekindled their interest in Cody Gakpo, people, and it will take 40 or so million to get that one done. And this is just reiterating the Milinkovic-Savic stuff. What's all of this? What is this? Scamacca's going to complete a West Ham move. Don't care about Chelsea. Arsenal now open to loaning out Tavares. We've been knowing that. Arsenal sanctioned Leno loan. So, yeah, I mean, Leno sale. Again, I don't know why Victor Osimhen, I care about this, but apparently he's spoken about rumours to Arsenal, Man United. Them rumours are gone, bro. I'm in Napoli and I have a great respect for the club. They're just rumours of the market. I am fine here. I've never had such close relationships with everyone at this moment. I spoke to the president. He's the one who decides, and he reassured me by explaining the club's plans. Bearing in mind, Napoli are in the Champions League. If we want anyone from Napoli, I'd like Fabian Ruiz. I'm happy with that. He told me, and the purchases are of quality. Words were followed by deeds. I'm very happy to play with Napoli, and we'll see in the future. Don't give a flying monkeys. If I'm completely honest, once again, Arsenal's interest in Gakpo is concrete. PSV will try to keep him for one more year. Arsenal will need to pay more than 40 million. Crazy. Let's see what other rumours are there. Arsenal are still interested in Tielemans, but they have to get players out before making a move for him. They're also looking for cheaper alternatives. Great stuff. You can see here Marquinhos is set to leave Arsenal on loan. I mean, it would be nice if he left on loan and goes and play some consistent football and that. Why not? Don't know why I went on that account, but yeah, scrolling all the way down there. Apparently, Mikel Arteta attempted to convince Pep Linders to join as his number 2 from Liverpool. Why would he leave Klopp? But I did see that earlier. So yeah, it is what it is. Napoli have also been linked with Leno. Once again, Arsenal made around 7 to 8 million from their 1-week tour of pre-season tour of America. That's crazy. Moving away from that, we've already said Marquinhos is set to leave Arsenal on loan. Liverpool's assistant manager reveals, we tried to poach him. He tried to poach him. Let's see exactly what he said. Mikel had asked me to be his assistant manager when he was preparing for his new step into management. He wrote in his new book. We were together years early on the pro license course, though his request came out of nothing. Mikel had said he felt there was just a difference playing Liverpool before and after you came in. This was the biggest compliment I ever got from someone, I think, but I politely said no to him. So, It just seemed like a friendly thing there. But yeah, Arsenal spending in the last 5 seasons, people, 2 under Mikel Arteta now. At this moment in time, with the market not done, we spent 121.5 million. Last year, we spent 156.8, which was done in terms of patterning the squad. And that tab police get off my case, patterning the squad. But also, it's something we can't get around. 259 likes, nowhere near 300. Unexpected high bills. Gakpo does look a bit meaty. Saliba must be protected. Tielemans ain't the one. Don't hate him. We need a solid defensive mid so Partey can move forward and improve his shooting. Man want Partey to become a goal scorer. All right. But yeah, at this moment in time, we've spent 121.5 million. And had we have got Rafinha or one of these wingers and bring in a centre mid and any other things that Mikel Arteta wants to address, if you've got Lisandro Martinez, we stand on course to spend a lot more than that, really. But in 18-19, we spent 70 million. The year after that, we spent 138. The year after that, 82.4. Last year, 156.8. And currently, without the market being done in just over a month left, 121.5 people. We've already spoken about Tielemans and Leicester and things like that. And Brendan Rodgers said on that, clearly we have to do some business out before we get players in. We are just not in the same position as some other clubs. Until that changes, I keep working with the players we have. So it's very delicate with what's going on around there. We got Freddie Paxton. He is, apparently somebody's clipped up an article of his. Arsenal have been linked with Paqueta, and I know Edu kind of quashed it, but let's see what's being done. Paxton has said, shout out, my guy. I think he's a player they admire. Like many players, he's probably one of the names on the list, which doesn't always materialize. Arsenal sent scouts to watch Paqueta last season. I spoke to his agent very recently, and a bit like Tielemans, it's a bit of a waiting game for them. They're waiting for some dominoes to fall. Moving on, Arsenal aren't the only club that are interested, and Arsenal probably have a couple of names on the list in case one falls through. I think Paqueta is a possibility because he's a player they like and he's acquirable. We're not going to be priced out of a move. But if you were to ask me if we were to end up with Tielemans or Paqueta, I think Tielemans is the more likely of the two. So there you have that. In relation to the president, Pablo Longoria, he flown into London for dinner with William Saliba's agent. But Mikel Arteta wants to keep him. We all know he made 36 appearances last season. So it is what it is. Fabrizio Romano has said they've had dinner, and you've seen his agent clip it on his Instagram. Arsenal consider Saliba an important part of the team. I'm very pleased to see the way he's playing. He's already a top player, and he did say he was ready. Arteta is speaking very specifically about Saliba. Hope there's been rumours he has or hasn't signed a new deal. Hopefully he has. So yeah, and builds upon a solid season in France. I'm really pleased to see the way he is playing, the way he has adapted to the team, the maturity that he's shown. 21 years old. We will keep developing him. He has huge potential. He's already a top player, and we have to make him even better. So yeah, shout out to him. Big up Saliba. Let's close that. We've already seen that. Once again, Darmashef is just, doubling back on talks between Fulham and Arsenal over Leno. Structure of an £8 million deal being finalised. Deal had looked difficult, and Fulham explored other keepers, namely Neto and Sergio Rico. Leno was always the number one target. He's also been linked with Napoli here, people, which seems to be a myth now. And obviously, yeah, he's closing in on a move to Fulham, people. We had been holding out. 1 minute it said 10, now 12. We're only getting 8. Fulham have probably put pressure. They need to get rid of a player on high wages with on high wages, and obviously with a year left, is what it is. We should be getting more because there's, apart from the top 6 and the obvious clubs, there's not too many teams Leno can't play for in the Premier League. So good luck to Fulham. They're getting a deal. We're getting signed. I hope there's a sell-on clause, because if the inevitable happens that they get relegated, then I don't know if he wants to play Championship football, but you'd imagine they sell him on. Or he might just say, do you know what, I'm going to Germany for a sec. I don't know what he's on, really. What's Goal.com saying? Is there anything with Arsenal? Clearly not, man. It's a slow news day, people. Shout out to you lot for being tuned in. Fabian Ruiz has been linked with Spurs. To be fair, they've got Champions League football. Look who's talking about spending. We have spent, but that's why I keep saying, if spending money was the thing, Arsenal will be back. You've got to buy the right dons. But then again, last summer, I mean, let's be fair, let's be a bit honest. I know we spent the most. We spent 150 odd million. City spent 100 million on Grealish. Clearly, we're at very different points with a lot of teams. We had to replenish the squad, but money's been spent. This is why it's a results-driven business, as I keep saying every damn day. But yeah, that's the transfer news. What are you lot saying? DG gonna have to change his name to Tab soon. That's a shit joke. Tavares is staying, just saying. I mean, let's see, man. Let's see. I mean, you can stay if you want. Make the squad bigger. Love the winning mentality Zinchenko brings. He's a great character for the dressing room. Who are you expecting to sign for Arsenal before the close of the window? I don't know, man. If I had to place a bet, Tielemans. Bro, talented father hype, man. After watching the team in Florida, I am forced to say we have the largest fan base. Guys pay us back for the love. I hear that. I hear that. I hear that. I hear that. You lot are crazy, man. So just reading some of your comments. I didn't say they would save top four. I said they could have been better than what we had. Like, are they any worse? Could you have had more flexibility? Because there was even times we heard Tavares and Cedric were playing with injuries last season. So you got meaty players playing with an injury. There's no way around it. You shouldn't be in them situations there. I mean, I haven't really been pruning him since he's gone PSV, but if he's anything like how he was in Toulouse, then bring him to the carpet, man. We paid 19.2 million for Leno and selling for less than half the price. Jolting FC. I hear that. Isn't anyone worried that we have Tina Turner in goal doing the YMCA as number 2 and Runnison? We all knew we'd sell Leno, but this come on, there's no alternative to Ramsdale. I don't really believe in Matt Turner, but I haven't got anything to go on. I hope he proves me wrong. I have, cut the man some slack. Don't judge a man before he's played an official game. I know he does look a bit booky, but yeah, man, let's see, man. Appreciate that. What's good, G? How's life treating you? It's just blessed, man. Got you lot supporting, talking with you lot. Back again on Twitch at 4:35 p.m. people. So yeah, man. Xavi brought an aging striker, as amazing as he is. Bro, it's crazy for him, man. Eddie, an important player. I hope so. Do we need cover for Partey? I mean, you've got El Nene, and Lokonga. Are they good enough? Is another thing. Eddie and Jesus switching a striker. That's great, but what when you need a plan B or somebody's injured or both have lost form? Because now I have to look at it on a harsh thing. Jesus, I think I haven't been this excited about a player probably since Alexis, Ozil, to a degree, Santi as well when he signed Arshavin all them years ago. Aubameyang. I haven't been this excited over a player as I am with Jesus. He's clearly certain the mentality, the humbleness, the what you can do with him tactically, the ability to score goals. But you're a big dog now. You was a good squad player at City. You weren't a big dog. You're the big dog now. I need 15, 20 goals. Eddie, you did well. You did well. It shows when you get a run of games. It shows what patience can do. I hope Eddie can be a squad player rotation option or better. Like I said, I want to see the link up play with Jesus, but also there's going to be games where it's not adapting. We're not going to see that if Martinelli's playing well or Saka's doing his thing or whatever Joe Bloggs, the winger that comes in. So I want to see you take Jesus' shirt. I want everybody to not be friends in a nice way sort of thing. But I have to judge you accordingly now. Again, I don't know if you're going to be able to do it for 38 games. For Eddie, I need double figures in the league. Minimum 10 if you're a secondary option for the large part of the season. Can you get me more than that? Because you're going to get significant game time. Now there's expectation. You're not going to play every 38 games, but there's 38 games sort of thing. So now I'm looking at a handsome return. You've arrived. You've got the number 14. You've got a new deal. We all know the language that's going to be written if he doesn't do the job. And there will be moments where obviously Eddie, like everyone in this young squad, is going to do better and worse at other times. But there's expectations. And if I'm cynical, as good as Eddie's been, you've